Hey, welcome back to Project-Redooie, the series where I remake the original Banjo-Kazooie piece by Honeycomb piece. That was terrible. The Spiral Mountain video has been doing really well, and I just wanted to post a little update video on what I've been working on since I uploaded it. In case you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description and there will probably be a card somewhere up there. So what have I been working on? Well, let's take a look. Spiral Mountain was a simple enough level, but there was one pretty big detail that I missed in the first video. Banjo's house appears in the beginning of the game, as well as the file select screen. It's the only sub-area of Spiral Mountain, so it was only right to finish what I started. It was an interesting challenge to take what I learned in the Spiral Mountain video and condense it into such a small and cozy space, and here's what I came up with. As you can see, I remade the interior of Banjo's house using many of the same techniques as in the Spiral Mountain remake. Unfortunately, it looks like no one's home, but I'm sure Banjo wouldn't mind if we took a look around. Banjo's fireplace adds a ton of atmosphere and coziness to the space, and I think the lighting of the fire really adds a lot to the scene. Looks like Banjo left something on the stove. I hope it won't be too long. I like the contrast of the brick, metal, and wood materials in this corner of the room. Moving right along, we can see Banjo's tidily made bed. It looks really comfortable. Not too hard, not too soft, just right. One thing I'd like to note is the work I did in the curtains in each of the windows. I think the little bits of sunlight streaming in through the wavy curtains do a lot to add some life to this still room. Banjo's goldfish Royston can be seen chilling out on the dresser near the kitchen. Keep him away from Mumbo though. I heard he has a sinister recipe for barbecued goldfish. Finally, Banjo's green rug in the center really ties the whole room together. So that's Banjo's house, fully remade from the ground up. Now, there's a few details I'd like to highlight on how this all came together. In the original game, the room's walls sort of trail off into darkness, hiding the ceiling. So I used vertex painting to blend the ceiling into the shadow, which both keeps the art direction consistent with the original game and opens the room up in my opinion. I also wanted to retain the motion and life that the original game has in nearly every environment. For Spiral Mountain, I could rely on the enemy NPCs and clouds to keep things moving organically, but in an interior scene like this, I had to pay special attention to things like particle systems, cloth simulations, and environmental animation. You might also have noticed that I didn't really change the portraits on Banjo's walls. This is because I don't have any new models of these characters and environments, at least right now. These may change in the future when I have more work done on this project. One last point, in the original game, looking outside Banjo's front door gives you a fairly fuzzy view of the environment outside the house. This makes sense on N64, but for a remake I wanted to add a bit of detail. I essentially made a low-poly version of Spiral Mountain that eventually trails off into 2D images, layered in such a way that they look 3D. It's a simple trick, but I think it's pretty effective, especially with a limited field of view outside the door. And with all that said, that's Banjo's house, and Spiral Mountain for that matter, officially complete. I hope you enjoyed this smaller scale episode, and I have a few more planned before the next big level episode, so stay tuned, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a like if you enjoyed. I'm still messing around with the format, but I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. I want to give a big thank you to everybody who watched, liked, commented on the Spiral Mountain video, and a big warm welcome to anybody who subscribed since then. Well, that's it for this episode, and I'll see you soon.